I just want to keep saying hooray every day. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Alright? Because I made it from the projects alive. Welcome aboard the Just TAi Now ship with your host, Captain Naga. Today's episode, I'm hands-free, but I'm walking, as you see. Congratulations. You've made it to the second Walk-a-Sode, Walk-a-Sode, Walk-a-Sode. You know what I'm trying to say. Just TAi is what it's all about. Let me pick up this stuff so we can get the going. Gotta get the board. Alright. We out here. Today's episode, I want to tell you about where I'm from, which is Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a rich, awesome city. But the part that I was from was not so rich. From my perspective, it was awesome. From the world perspective, it was death. So, caught between two worlds, I'm just like, hey, Captain Naga, what are you supposed to do with your life? Do you stay in Philly? Or do you expand? Do you cross the horizons? Do you go for what your gut is telling you? As for me, I grew up in the projects, Raymond Rosen, 23rd and Diamond. I've been through so much living there. So much when it comes to police officers, killing people, not even hearing about those murders on the news. People, African Americans, killing other African Americans. Don't even always hear that on the news either. So a lot of things that happen in the projects that you never hear about, except for in movies. And you know why? Just like Jay-Z said, nobody call it a project because it's a project. They're just trying things, saying, oh, let's see what happens when I do this to a group of people. Let's see what happens when this many people that have no money, have no means of getting money, or who we took the drive of to get money in the right ways. Let's see how they run around. And then we're gonna police them at the same time. So while they running around doing all these unheard of things, we're gonna throw them in prison for doing those said four things. It's a mental game. It's really a mental game. Especially when I talk right now about the food deserts. It took a while to get to a market. But most people didn't even care about that market because it was 5 poppy stores down the street. 5 stores down the street, yes. 5 poppy stores literally down the street from each other, down the street from your house. And all they sell is the most sugary things, the most high price items. But we so used to going there that we're not bothered by it. Or when we are bothered by it, there's nothing you can really do. Because where else you gonna go to get food? Food deserts are real. Food deserts are tragic. They're really a tragedy. Because when I was living back in the projects, I was getting, like the last couple of years, I was getting hip to all the organic food and staying away from the high fructose corn syrup and the dyes and everything. But then when I would go to the store to go to buy something, everything had everything I wanted to avoid in it. So I was not eating and drinking that much, and I was starving. I was malnutrition because I was trying to stay away. And then when I was like, I'm not going to be malnutrition, everything, I'm going to live and survive, I was killing myself. So is that really surviving, or is it a slow suicide? You guessed it. I think it's slow suicide. Yo, look at this ramp right here. Somebody really built a ramp. That's pretty neat. I gotta get a dirt bike. Dirt bikes, Philly. Coincidence, synchronicity. But the food deserts, they're a real thing. And if we're not properly handling our bodies and taking control of what goes into it and honoring our temple, then other people are going to dishonor your temple for money. Because that's all they want is money. They don't care about what you're eating, what you putting into your body. They care about what they're putting into their body. But they don't care about what we put into our bodies. And in the projects, people don't even not aware of the fact that what they're eating is causing them to kill themselves, because everything is a personal decision. But to each his own. Because on the highest level, I do believe that we only judge off of what we know. Our highest level of comprehending. But that's another story. The projects, my man. I had some friends go down for no reason. And it really left marks. Because that stuff happens back to back to back to back to back. And the job I saw I had to do for myself was to release it in a way that allowed me to not forget about everything that was going on, because you never want to forget your loved ones. But to handle it in a way that was not going to bring me down, but that was going to bring me up. And not cause me to move as well towards the same violence that caused the murders in the first place. Because as I've been mentioning from time to time, most of the things that we go through are just arrows of thought from the enemy being shot into us. And because we're not so don't have that much control over our lives or over our thought patterns, what enters our mind and how we behave, then all of those mental arrows are going to hit you. And you're going to be doing things you never expected of yourself. Like, I did that? Is that something I really did? Yes. Yes, it is. But I love the projects. I love where I came from. Because if I didn't grow up there, I would have never been the man that I am now. With the lessons that I learned. Probably could have read them in a book, watched a movie, and be like, hey, I learned this and I learned that. But experience warps your life in a second. Because somebody can be there then they gone in a flash. And all we could do is stare and see how we going to react and feel. Because the action is already done when an experience is occurring. Or has occurred. Gonna walk over to this pink tree. But I love the experiences I had in there. Skateboarding especially. I was eyeball. I was skating in the projects. 2 o'clock at night, you heard my board going over all the cracks, practicing all the kick flips, doing all the shove-its. I was doing the best that I possibly could. This tree is beautiful. I'm gonna get this for y'all. Look at that. Wow. See that? Nice. In the projects, it was, since I was like this kind of weird kid growing up in the projects, I had a lot going for me. I really had a lot going for me. But as long as I stayed there, I was not going to be able to fully realize my potential. No matter how much I really wanted to. And I'm really tying because I think that it's something in other realms that's put over projects and such like that. Not walking on these rocks. That's put over the projects. If you ever watch anime, if you're into anime, it's this Naruto movie where it was a spirit put over. It was a whole spirit put over a town. Yeah, they don't have cities. It was put over a whole town to make everybody act negative and then to actually feed off that negativity. And Naruto and them had to use their chakras and fight and come together and destroy the spirit more than the person that was even putting it out. So I have so many ideas, so many aspirations, and I wasn't trying to do the murder drug route, no matter how enticing it was. I was trying to do something different. But since that wasn't the expectation, I see, of whatever was controlling that atmosphere, it wasn't working out the way that I wanted to. I had to run and escape and then come back. Because you don't ever want to leave, be successful, and then don't come back. That's a whole nother no-no for me. But to each his own. Whoa, what? Once I finally was like getting out of it, because my family, I had other family that wasn't all in the projects. It's mostly just my mom and us. We like started that thing. Started that generation. But getting out of there, like even going to other parts of Philly makes you feel so different than just being in the projects. And that's a real extreme thing because there's thousands of people living in the projects. And not everybody gonna be able to just get up and walk away from it. So what are they gonna do? That's why I'm making these videos. Gotta inspire and wake up my own people. Or at least give them a nice rain air to listen to. Nice voice. Because it's nothing in the projects that wants you to win. And now I'm over here in California, from Philly. East Coast to West Coast. How did I do it? I really had to focus on myself. And what I mean by myself is what was bothering me and what was I going to do about it? Was I going to stand with change or was I going to fight change? Because something was wanting me to go out. But I wanted to stay with my family. I wanted to stay with my friends. I had stuff that I was doing. I didn't want to just leave. But when things keep going bad, it's like, do you want to keep living this horrible life? Or do you want more, Captain Naga? And then that's when I was like, hey, let's go. Let's pack the bags. We catching a flight. And I don't know what's really going to be in store for us. But we're going to make it work as a family. Because I got trust and I got belief. And I'm willing to put my foot down and work and do whatever need be. So now this is where I am. Just walking along parks every day. Living, loving my life. Loving my family. Loving y'all Tai'ers. So for somebody to say that you can't make it out, that's all I gotta say. You can't make it out. That's all. No words. Don't feed into BS. If you there and you trying to make it out, just have hope. And live in that hope. And anything that breaks that hope, leave it alone. Because that's just stuff there to keep you mentally where you are and thus physically where you are. It's real messed up, guys. what they doing to us. And who is they? I don't know. I just want to keep saying hooray every day. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Alright? Because I made it from the projects alive. And not many could say that. But while I'm here, I'm going to always do the best that I know I have to do. And I'm going to make sure that my family is straight. And I'll make sure that anyone that comes into my life is straight. So believe in yourself. Don't listen really to others or what they have to say when it comes to you upgrading your life and evolving into a new stage. I think this has to do with this walk. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you want to subscribe to see more special Just Ta'i episodes, sometimes dropping one, sometimes dropping two, hit the subscribe button. Website coming out soon. Trust and believe. Putting a lot of work into it. It's very fun. Shouts to all my family. I love y'all. I love all you Tai'ers. I just want you to keep believing in yourself and stay looking up and stay as creative as ever. Stay creative. And that's all I have for you today. If you got this question for you, we all Ta'i, but do we really Ta'i? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I don't know. Till then, it's Captain Naga, moving in circles. I just want to keep saying hooray every day. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Alright? Because I made it from the projects alive.